Ever pondered how a street hustler evolved into one of the most potent voices of the civil rights movement? The journey starts with a boy named Malcolm Little. Born on a spring day, May 19, 1925, in Omaha, Nebraska, Malcolm Little's early life was anything but ordinary. His childhood was marred by racial violence and adversity, tragedies that steeled his resolve rather than breaking it. The murder of his father and the mental breakdown of his mother were pivotal events that shaped his life. As a teenager, Malcolm moved to Boston and later to Harlem. It was here, amidst the bright lights and dark corners of Harlem, that he became entangled in a web of criminal activities. He hustled, he danced with danger, he lived a life that many would consider wayward. Yet beneath the hustle and bustle of Harlem's streets, something stirred within Malcolm. These experiences, as harsh as they were, paved the way for an extraordinary transformation. The hustle and bustle of Harlem's streets had a profound impact on Malcolm, setting the stage for an extraordinary transformation. Every phoenix requires an inferno, and for Malcolm, it was a 6-year stint in prison. A young Malcolm, known then as Malcolm Little, found himself arrested for larceny. The confines of a prison cell became his world, a harsh reality that would ignite a transformation within. It was during these years of incarceration that Malcolm was introduced to the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, the leader of the Nation of Islam. In the cold solitude of prison, the warmth of Elijah's teachings ignited a spark in Malcolm. He began to see the world through a new lens, one that saw the oppression of his people and the systemic racism that held them captive. He embraced Islam, a decision that would reshape his identity and his destiny. The surname Little, a vestige of a past life, was discarded. In its place, he adopted X, a symbol of his lost African identity, a poignant reminder of a heritage erased by the chains of slavery. Upon his release, Malcolm X was not the man who had entered the prison gates 6 years prior. He had transformed from a convict into a disciple, a follower of Elijah Muhammad, and a rising star within the Nation of Islam. His voice, once muffled by the walls of a prison cell, now echoed across the nation, speaking truth to power and awakening a sense of identity within the African American community. From an inmate to a minister, Malcolm X was no longer a common criminal, but a voice for the voiceless. A voice, powerful and potent, emerged from the silence, challenging the status quo. And that voice belonged to Malcolm X, a man who rose to prominence as a leader in the Nation of Islam in the mid-20th century. His charisma and eloquence made him a beacon for many African Americans, and his message was clear and uncompromising: black empowerment, self-defense, and racial separation. In a time when the civil rights movement was advocating for integration and non-violence, Malcolm X stood apart. He saw the world through a different lens, one where the black community could only truly thrive when they had control over their own lives, their own communities. He promoted the idea of self-defense, arguing that passive resistance to racism and violence was not only ineffective, but also demeaning. He called for a separate black state, believing that only through autonomy could the black community truly attain freedom and equality. But as time passed, Malcolm X grew disillusioned with the Nation of Islam. He saw hypocrisy within its ranks and questioned its teachings. This led to his break from the organization, a decision that shocked many but underscored his commitment to truth and justice. A man once silenced by society was now shaking its very foundations. Malcolm X, the voice of the voiceless, was not just a man, but a symbol of resistance, an embodiment of the fight for racial equality and justice. His voice may have been silenced too soon, but his message resonates to this day. Malcolm X, a man, a myth, a legend, but what remains of his legacy today? As a figurehead of the civil rights movement, Malcolm X's influence was profound. His bold, unapologetic stance towards racial inequality sparked a fervor that still resonates within the heart of American society. His assassination, a tragedy that shook the world, did not extinguish his flame. Instead, it ignited a beacon, illuminating the path towards racial and social justice. Malcolm X's teachings continue to inspire and motivate. They serve as a rallying cry for those who strive for equality, for those who stand against oppression. His words echo through the decades, reverberating in the hearts and minds of the disenfranchised. His legacy is not confined to the annals of history, but thrives in the here and now, shaping the fabric of contemporary society. In life, he was a force to be reckoned with. In death, he became an immortal symbol of resistance and empowerment.
Hey there, thanks for watching. Before you go, please make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. It really helps us out a lot. We want to keep bringing you awesome content, and your support means everything to us. So don't forget to hit that like button and hit subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.